Alright guys, DPS cheat sheets. So, you guys have always come to me and asked, hey Snow, what is the DPS value of this item? Is this item better than this item? How long am I going to use this item? Is this new Brewfast trinket better than this old trinket here? What should I be using here? Do I replace this soon? What equivalent items are there? If I don't want to get this item, are there other items similar to it that I can get later on? So this is to answer all those questions and more, including things like what talent spec is the best for me right now, what hit should I be aiming for. I wanted to make an easy system for all of that, so let me show you what I've built. Today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. So everything you watch now, this video you're watching right now on YouTube, my website tbcguides.gg, everything I've built, I learned how to do that using online learning, and I've been doing this since 2010. I would go to bookstores, I would get books on big thick books on how to program, and I'd sign up for expensive courses on how to do Final Cut Pro video editing. And times have changed, it's way easier for you guys now. So you guys have Skillshare, which is an online repository of everything that you wish to learn, everything that you want to learn and understand and add to your repertoire of skills. It's basically thousands of tutorials from video editing to web design to programming to marketing and even hobby skills like photography or meditation. They've got you covered. Personally, I liked your lesson on YouTube success with Marquise Brownlee, MKBHD himself, huge YouTuber, showing you how he scripts, shoots and edits his YouTube videos. So Skillshare is constantly adding premium tutorials and there's no ads on their content. So here's the deal. Skillshare is giving you guys, my subscribers, a 1 month free trial, unlimited videos. You can just watch, sign up, watch whatever you want for free for a whole month. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description below get a 1 month free trial of Skillshare. So go sign up, start exploring your creativity today. So please guys, if you want to help support this channel, it's a win-win. You guys can click the link in the description, go get your 1 free month of Skillshare, and they see that you guys click on links in the descriptions, which is really nice. So yeah, go check it out, go sign up, and I appreciate the support. Thank you Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Okay guys, so we're on my website here, tbcguides.gg, and I just want to point out, by the way guys, I fixed the loading issues. I know some of you guys have been having issues with the website taking ages to load. I finally found the issue, it's fixed, it's loading fast. You can see we'll refresh it here. It's loading nice and slick and fast now. We got a brand new homepage. So yeah, let's get into the cheat sheets. So you want to go to cheat sheets, they're up in the menu at the top here, or just you can click here on the homepage as well. There's 4 cheat sheets, so I added more since last time, for those of you who don't know. First, I'll show you guys the changes I made to the previous cheat sheets. So these are complete now, the weapon cheat sheets for both main hand and offhand. These are every weapon for the rest of the game. All listed here, and you can sort it by phase if you didn't know already. So for example, you want just phase 1 and 2 items, you can sort just phase 1 and 2 items, and it will list only phase 1 and 2. And it's color coded by the phase as well. If you want to search for a particular item, you can search up here. So let's say I'm looking just for Talon of Azshara, or let's say just Talon. It'll show me everything that has Talon in the name of it as well, right? So yeah, search functions are useful here, but the most useful function honestly is you can see how long you're going to keep a particular item, right? So for example, with phase 1, 2 and 3, you can see, okay, what items in phase 3 beat a Talon of Azshara? Right, so you can see up here, okay, I can get Blade of Infamy, which is kind of similar, same. You can get a Vengeful Gladiator's Sword. That's a DPS upgrade for sure. Then you can get a Warglaive. Of course, everyone wants a Warglaive. But yeah, so this sheet is basically just really useful for comparing items. And yeah, it's basically what you guys have been asking me for since the beginning of TBC. So we have that for main hand. We have that for offhand as well. Just remember that when I sim in offhands particular, I sim assuming you're doing exposed armor, which tends to favor faster weapons. And that's why things like a Latrose, for example, perform really well. Just because it's a very, very fast item, and exposed armor benefits from extra energy and things which help it do very well. But on trash, just keep in mind, on trash, the slower weapons will perform better. So for example, here on the Latrose front, it shows Latrose as being a little bit better than Merciless Gladiator's Quickblade, which is the Season 2 offhand weapon. Now this is because of exposed armor, right? So if we weren't exposed armoring, where they're very similar, Gladiator's offhand would be like 10-15 DPS ahead of it. So just keep in mind, if you're not exposed armoring, then the fast speed doesn't get as much crazy value as just the raw damage of like a season 2 gladiator offhand. Okay, now let's talk about the other DPS cheat sheet. So I actually have one on gear here. So if you didn't see the gear one, this is every slot for the rest of the game. So we have back, we have chest, we have feet, finger, hands, helmet. We have every slot, including trinkets down here as well. So I completed all the sims for all the items for the rest of the game, mostly. So you want to see, okay, when do I get rid of my phase 2 gloves, right? So we know that in phase 2 we get the death mantle handguards here, right? So you can see, okay, these are the DPS upgrades coming up. The phase 3 we get this, phase 5 we get this, phase 5 we get this option as well. So this is basically just a really handy cheat sheet now for all the items for the rest of the game. You know how long you're going to use them for, when you can replace them, what the DPS increase is roughly speaking. And it's there for all the items. We even have them for trinket sims, so you can check out the trinkets. A lot of people have been asking me, hey Snow, how does that new empty mug of Dabru, the DPS trinket from the Brewfest, compare to other things? So you can see I did this 1-to-1. So the thing to keep in mind though for trinket sims is that DPS values change based on the length of the fight. So it's kind of finicky because when it comes to trinkets, take it for example a 2-minute and 40-second fight, right? You're going to use your active trinket once at the start of the fight, then you're probably going to get a second usage towards the end of the fight. So by getting 2 usages of an active trinket, it might push the DPS in favor of an active trinket versus a passive trinket. So for example, you can see Warpsman Crawl performs a little bit better than Bloodlust Brooch here. But this is assuming you get a 3-minute sim, right? So if it's like a 2-minute 30 sim, the Bloodlust Brooch might start performing better than the Warpsman Crawl. So take these with a grain of salt. They're just meant to be a general upgrade path. If you want more precise sims for like a particular fight, you know the exact length of the fight, then you can dive into the spreadsheets. I do have them linked at the top here if you want. I use the Garcia Rogue DPS spreadsheet myself, but you can enter in your gear and get more accurate data if you want to dive into that. But I made these spreadsheets and these trinkets and things for you guys to make it easy, because I know 90% of you guys do not want to load up an Excel spreadsheet, enter in your gear, enter in all the settings and such. So at least this way you guys can just get a glance. If you see an item drop, you can see, oh, is this a DPS upgrade? I'll just go to the DPS cheat sheet and see, okay, it's a 4 DPS upgrade, right? So yeah, this will help you guys out, I hope, a lot. And yeah, I want to show you guys how to use it, and I also want to show you guys the 2 new cheat sheets I have here. So one for talents as well, and one for hit. So I get this question a lot, and I'm sure a lot of people of all classes get this question a lot, but what is the best talent spec for me right now? And that changes depending on your situation. So I made a simple yes and no cheat sheet here. So honestly guys, if you can't figure it out from a yes and no cheat sheet, then I don't know how to help you guys anymore. But literally you just start at the top, you answer yes or no to the question, and it will tell you which talent spec you really want to go. And then we also have a little section here for exposed armor versus combat hammer to tell you whether you want to use combat hammer or exposed armor. And too long didn't read, by the way. Combat swords is almost always the best option for everyone. Combat swords with exposed armor, and you keep the 2 talents, by the way. So you can see up here, you keep the 2 talents in exposed armor because it barely affects your DPS, and you never know when you might actually want to expose armor, and since it doesn't hurt your DPS, you must as well keep the 2 talent points in there already, right? So yeah, I made this for you. So anytime you guys have someone ask you what talent spec you should be, just send them to this cheat sheet here, and it'll tell them. And then underneath it, I also will keep this updated with the talent specs that I'm using right now and the recommended talent specs for rogues and such. So yeah, I hope this is helpful for you guys. Now the other one I have as well is the hit chart. So people get very confused about hit. It comes up a lot. So I literally made a yes and no chart here that ends with all the different hit values that you might want. And I think the big thing about hit is that people don't understand that the hit cap is not something you need to reach at all costs. People think that, oh, I need to hit this hit cap. I'm going to drop my other stats. I'm going to add more hit because I need to hit the hit cap. Hit doesn't work that way. It's a cap. It means that you don't want to go over it because you're losing value once you go over that particular hit number. But if you don't reach it, it's not the end of the world. If you gain, for example, 200 attack, by giving up a little bit of hit, that's a good trade, right? So it's just about how much DPS you do, not about your actual final hit total. Think of these caps as just a number that you don't want to go over. So yeah, I made this chart. It just answered, do you value boss damage or overall damage? Does your raid have fairy fire or no fairy fire? Does your group have a Draenei, Hunter, Warrior, Paladin in it? This is for Alliance players out there. So basically, the real confusion though comes from people who are using add-ons. So I will say, if you are using a particular add-on, like a classic stats add-on that is adding your talent hit to your raw hit number, it's confusing you. So delete any add-on that is messing up your hit values like that. That's I think there's one called TBC Classic Extended Stats or something like that, and it adds and modifies your stats window and shows a different hit value. If you have that, you should probably delete it because it makes it confusing for you guys. It changes your hit value shown. This is just a raw hit value. So this if you don't have any add-ons installed, just a raw hit value shown on your character window. This is the number you want to aim for. Okay? So yeah, I hope these cheat sheets make it really simple for you. If there's something you want me to add, for example, if you are on my gear cheat sheet and you're looking at the helmets and you think, oh wait, Snowme, there's a helmet missing that you want to add, you can let me know. You can see if there's a link broken, you can let me know. But all of these links go to Wowhead as well. So if you click them, for example, it will load up the Wowhead page as well. So yeah, I want to make this as simple and easy for you guys to use as well. Big shout out, by the way, to Shadow Panther from way back in the day. I've been using Shadow Panther since way back in the day, and I really like his format and how he listed things like this so that you can get a good list of just overall DPS values and upgrades in the future and such. It's just that the DPS values were a little bit out of date because nowadays we have more accurate DPS sims and spreadsheets and things. So yeah, this is basically kind of like a recreation of that so that we can see more accurate DPS gain values and kind of search it and sort it by phase as well. So yeah, I hope you guys find this helpful, and again, it's all on the website tbcguides.gg. If you have any questions, come hop in the Discord, ask me. I'm always around. So yeah, I hope you guys found this edition of Cheat Sheets to the website helpful. Basically, this is my attempt to make it more accessible for you guys who don't want to sim. I know guys, it's very sweaty. I know you don't want to open an Excel spreadsheet and enter in all the gear and everything and sim that yourself. So I'm trying to make this as easy as possible for you guys who just want a straight answer and you just want to know what's the rough DPS upgrade or which item is better. So hopefully this will help you guys out, and now you guys have a searchable database of all the items in the game for the rest of TBC basically. So I just want to give a quick shout out and a thank you really to you guys on the Patreon for supporting me. We passed 500 patrons for the first time this month, and I know it's probably the end of the month. We're probably gonna drop below, but we've passed it for the first time, and we're gonna pass it again next month, I hope. And I really appreciate the support. I couldn't make these videos without you guys. You guys know I hate doing clickbait and stupid thumbnails with my face in them and things like that. I just hate that whole YouTube game. I just want to make high quality videos and not care about the stupid YouTube algorithm. And I can do that because of you guys on the Patreon. So I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. I couldn't do it without you guys. And thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.